Horrible Friends, Episode 3. Let's snap into it. And then there were three. Friends, that is. As Robin and I are joined by our fellow horror lover and dear friend, Lydia.
Yay.
Today, three friends will discuss our personal reviews on one of the most incredible cult classic werewolf trilogies in 2000s Canadian cinema, Ginger Snaps. The three of us will talk about our love for werewolves and our love for hot, crazy bitches. Welcome to Horrible Friends.
Hey.
Guys, how's everybody doing?
Oh,
Doing
excellent.
good.
Thanks for having me, guys.
We're so happy to have you.
Yeah, absolutely.
And who better to have for a Ginger Snaps episode than Ginger herself?
yes. Yes.
I don't know if I should be offended or complimented, but I will take that as a positive. If only because Ginger is one of the hottest ladies in horror cinema.
It's true.
Hands down.
Yeah.
And you had an
Catherine
excellent...
Isabel in general, goddess.
You had an excellent Ginger Snaps
Agreed.
costume a few years ago as well.
Oh, I certainly did.
Mhm.
helped
You
me
really?
prepare
That's not
for her.
that
I glued fur onto
What's that?
Lydia. It was great.
nice.
Oh, it was almost like the actual transformation from the movie, because like I was just normal Ginger, and then as the day went on, we started like adding in the cut or the scratches and the fur,
Nice.
and
Yeah.
it
So
developed
you ended up as Ginger Wolf. I like it. That's good.
pretty much, yeah. Started as Ginger, ended as the wolf.
Yeah.
Nice. Okay.
One of the other vendors at the show had, they were working on a project that had like fake fur. And I was like, oh, can I like steal some of that? And then I ran over to where Lydia was working and started gluing fur onto her. It was great. It was really fun.
I like that you did it. I like that you did it with random, just acquired fur too.
Yeah.
That's my favorite part.
Oh, yeah. If you can't grow your own, store-bought is fine.
That's right.
That's true.
If there's not a full moon happening at your current moment.
I mean, the in-betweeners, he stole a wig to pretend that he had pubes because he was trying to hook up with somebody. I thought that was pretty funny.
Oh,
That's true. Yeah, that's true.
Great stuff. All right.
Well, that didn't lead to a hookup, I'll tell you now.
Yeah.
Okay, so I have recently watched all three movies in the last few months. How about you guys?
I did do a rewatch on definitely the first two, and then I was having trouble finding the third one, and then I found it in its entirety on YouTube.
Nice.
Did watch that I think a few weeks ago, but that was never one that I watched a lot, like when it came out. The third one just kind of seemed out of left field.
And
The third one was definitely out of left field, but yeah, that was a little depressing. Although I found the third one, something about like the old school past art. I don't know, something about that did it for me. I was really into it.
Yeah,
I love that kind of genre, but it also kind of just seemed like they plopped Ginger and Bridget in the past, like with their
100%.
personalities already intact as well.
Yeah, and
It was definitely more of a concept movie.
It's also an origin story because they literally cursed themselves. They condemned Ginger to have a very sexy but murderous fate of eternity. So, fate for eternity.
Why is that her fault? Because she was hot?
Yeah,
like
seriously.
Yeah. Of all the curses I've received, I'd love a hot, sexy future curse.
Yeah, and it's like, okay, Ginger is doomed to suffer so that Bridget has to, like, do all this crazy shit for her. Like, anyway. The whole idea of the third movie is cool and all, and I really like the old-timey stuff, and I feel like the filmography was done pretty well, especially compared to the second one.
Oh yeah, aesthetically it's a great movie.
Yeah, but like it is kind of sad because the whole movie, it's like everything is about this sisterly bond and how they don't give a fuck about anybody else.
No.
Which is actually,
I mean,
cool.
it is kind of cool, especially because the other two are very much the opposite. You know, like the first one is kind of, you get a lot of why you should care for the other characters and why, like, but why, well, it's like about why Bridget is like torn between trying to save Ginger and prevent everyone else from dying. Whereas in the third one, it's like, it's just us. Let's kill all these fur trappers and
Yeah,
that
fuck 'em
kind of
all.
stuff.
I mean, yeah, if you look at the first movie, it's still definitely like them against everybody else.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like Bridget is more open to having relationships that are beneficial. Like she can kind of explain to Ginger like,
Mm.
don't piss off this dude because he's actually going to be able to help us.
Mm-hmm.
Like don't kill him because he's got the shit you need to not be a werewolf anymore.
Being the
And
voice of
she's
reason.
like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
but she's not sitting there like he's a good guy. You shouldn't kill him.
No.
She doesn't give a shit
No,
about
no, no,
that.
no.
Like
It's
the other
self,
dude
self.
that becomes a werewolf. She's like, I'm gonna stab him with the syringe, see if he dies, and if he doesn't die, then we're good to go.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Yeah,
Fuck that
it's not
guy.
that she should. Yeah, no, you're right. It's not that she should care for anyone else, but it's like the social interplay between the two essentially sides kind of matters. Whereas in the third one, you're in the wilderness and it doesn't matter because we're in the wilderness, so we can just basically kill whoever we want, kind of thing.
Yeah, like Bridget.
Fair, and also
No
it's
remorse,
like
yeah.
all in your face with it's all men, right? They're the only women, so it's
Yeah,
very much
yeah.
more like they are scary, they are not trustworthy, we are the only ones we can trust, except for perhaps the native hunter,
Yes.
who seems to
Constantly
be like
trying to help them, and they're like, "Fuck off, man."
whatever. He's like, you're gonna die. Stop it.
Yeah, you can tell that like Bridget especially is far more morally vacant in the third one, and Ginger seems to have more morals versus the first one where
Yeah.
Bridget's the one that's like, okay, we have so like this is the right thing to do, kind of maybe. But the third one, she doesn't give a fuck. She's
Yeah.
like, whatever, we need to survive, and that's all that matters. Yep.
It's kind of classic 2000s. Like, we need to have the same two people kind of play, same two characters, but we're going to make it so that they're kind of opposite just to differentiate them from, that kind of thing.
Yeah, let's switch it up.
Yeah. You could tell they had a lot of fun with their roles in the third one as well. Like you could see it in their expressions and how they were doing everything. It was great.
Well, and trying even just to change up their speech patterns for that, because obviously they're not throwing around as many F-bombs in the third movie, and they're supposed to have a certain eloquence in their speech. That's kind of interesting to watch. Like, you'd expect Bridget to just be like,
I was going to say, it's so weird that, like, Lydia, you brought this up, the third one, or one of you brought this up, the third movie is so much better shot than the first two.
fuck it, whatever. And
The
then
normals.
it's like, oh my goodness, gentlemen.
It came out the same year as Ginger Snaps 2.
Yeah, they did them right after the other, the second and third,
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah, I think that's why they
Which
called
is
the
what-
third one 2.5.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, it wasn't actually like a 3. It was Ginger Snaps Back.
Yeah.
Like, I'm wondering, I don't know where that one, like the third one, was filmed. Obviously somewhere in Canada. But I'm not sure where the because most of the second one took place in the asylum or in the house, and then didn't do a whole lot of outside. Whereas this one, the third one, where it's
Almost
an
entirely
old
outside.
camp, it's it's all outside. So you definitely have to have. I'm assuming that they must have had a different screen cinematographer, just because you're dealing with that entirely different setting.
Yeah, lots of cool
you
blues and
have
winter.
I'm not.
dark white of the snow and
Yeah, I mean, I'm not sure who the cinematographer was, but all three had different directors, right? Let's see who. Like, I have them all kind of open here. I'm just kind of seeing like who.
You could tell that they were just like, this is so much fun. Like, we got to make these movies.
Yeah, no, 100%. I mean, I'd be totally up for it if they were like, let's do another one, like let's do a new, that kind of thing. But as long as it wasn't like
Ginger
some
Snaps
random
in
attempt at a reboot.
space.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. Ginger Snaps in the hood. Yeah.
Yeah, it's basically Bones.
Yep.
All right, so the cinematographer for the third one, his name is Michael Marshall, and he was also the cinematographer for The Curse of Chucky, the revival movies, which that one was really great, and Cult of Chucky, which also used a lot of that outside winter and inside the asylum. So yeah, definitely. Oh, and also Mad Lifetime movies. So you can definitely guarantee that this was filmed in Canada.
Yep.
Oh, big time. I was gonna say the second one is definitely the most classic horror of all three, which I like.
It's like Actually, I don't know if you guys knew this, but the little girl or young woman rather, in the second one is actually the woman who plays Orphan Black.
Yeah, I was gonna say I did know that because I looked it up before the show.
She did such a great job in that movie. I'm not surprised she got cast. Like, she's so crazy.
No, absolutely.
Oh yeah, she's so creepy.
Yeah, oh my god, like so
Ghost.
obsessed.
Yeah.
And actually, interestingly, because it just came up when I was looking stuff up, the director for 2 also was an editor on Orphan Black.
Oh no. Well, I
Brett
wonder.
Sullivan.
Maybe he remembered her. You see a lot of that though, especially with Canadian productions, which I'm pretty sure again, Orphan Black.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure it's a Canadian production as well. But no, the first movie, when the first movie came out, that was around the time for me and my friends to also be having our first periods. So it was just iconic for our friend groups when this first movie came out. Oh, it's super feminist, just like in your face.
Yeah,
feminist.
very much. I had a friend that I had rented this movie with, and we were I was Bridget, she was Ginger, and when we saw it, it just amplified our friendship dynamics so heavily. We had already reached womanhood or whatever the fuck by the time we watched the movie, but it came up a lot, like the corn syrup thing. We were always fucking with people.
We call it the curse.
Yeah, the curse. Yeah.
Oh, we've got the curse. I was always wondering what the hell Mimi Rogers was doing in this fucking movie.
I know, but she does such a great job, and her hair and the aesthetic she's got going on.
She is such the perfect mom character, but I'm just like, where in the hell did you hear about this? Because most of the other people in it are relative unknowns. And I mean, mind you, there's lots of actors in the first one specifically who have stuck with the horror genre, namely the shit boy that, you know, she passes it on to.
Yeah.
And the guy, the one that's trying to help them with the Wolfsbane. They were both in the third Final Destination movie, which also filmed in Vancouver. But yeah, and then Catherine Isabel, again, she's just a horror goddess. She's done
incredible
everything from Goosebumps to what was American Mary?
Yeah, I think so. And she was also in Hannibal.
Hannibal. Oh yes, yeah.
She did a great job in that. Yeah, she plays the sister of the guy with the pigs.
I'm literally doing that right now, just so you guys are aware.
Well,
it's like the first thing once I recognize someone, it's fuck. What else have they been in?
Well, I'll be at work.
Yeah.
And he's played by somebody that's in a lot of shit too. I can't remember. I think. You know what? I won't. I'll just leave it at that. I usually get it wrong. I get.
No, show of hands. Who's that kind of autistic where you have to look up what all the actors are and what else they were in while you're watching the movie?
Oh yeah, and someone will say, "Do you mind if I give you any spoilers?" And Craig will pipe up and be like, "She checks the spoilers out before she even starts watching the movie. Go ahead."
Yeah. I don't want to be surprised.
It's hard to surprise me. Maybe that's why.
Yeah. Well, it's weird because Catherine Isabel, like you said, absolute horror icon. But even Emily Perkins, because even stuff that I like without having to look her up, I do know she was in a bunch of Supernatural episodes.
Yeah, she was.
I loved her in Supernatural.
Yeah, me too. Oh, absolutely. Fucking
180 from Bridget.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
She's so boingy.
Oh my god. And she's boy crazy and everything that Bridget is.
Yeah.
But, oh my god. Character actress supreme.
Yeah, she hasn't been in as much. She was in, I gotta look this up, because if I get it wrong, I'm gonna be upset.
Is it She's the Man?
Look like an idiot. Maybe. No, she was in It as well.
Oh,
like the 90s one.
Emily Perkins.
Yeah, Emily Perkins was in the original. Well, the 1990s.
Did she play the girl?
Yeah, young Beverly Marsh. Yeah,
oh,
yeah.
Yes. Okay. Yes.
Oh,
especially the blood scene. Okay. Yeah. All right. I mean, I think we all get pretty excited when we see either of them in anything.
Of course.
I'm a big.
That's usually a sign to watch it.
Yeah. Exactly. If they're in it, you know it's at least clever.
Yeah.
Everything that they're in is usually pretty good.
Oh shit, she was also in X-Files. Sorry, I'm just my brain's on.
Oh fuck.
Weird.
Well, yeah, a lot of child acting. So
Exploitation.
yeah, with with the first movie, now I'm not as big of a werewolf person. I was always a vampire person growing up, but I did love
That's
this
fair.
movie, and I'm wondering, I know that Brandy is more of a werewolf
It's
person
true.
than I. How did you feel about the portrayal of werewolves in Ginger Snaps, like how they were presented and how their whole spiel worked? Because it definitely seems like her transformation took forever and kind of whenever she wanted it to.
Yeah, I actually really like the concept in Ginger Snaps. So like, let's do like a compare and contrast between Ginger Snaps and An American Werewolf in London. Excellent movie, one of my favorites.
I think we also made this comparison in the first episode.
Yeah, very possibly. So yeah, the transformation. Yeah, we were talking about transformations. So in An American Werewolf in London, like he just suddenly transforms into a werewolf when the moon is full. He has these hallucinations of his friend, etc. I really like that aspect because it's very hopeless. Like it's the whole idea of the hopeless werewolfness. Like, oh well, when there's a full moon, that's just when I'm gonna fucking transform. So I really like the end of Ginger Snaps. It's almost like once you transform, that's you forever. Like you're just a werewolf now forever, and you have to skulk and hide and etc. And you maybe it might have to do with the full moon, but I didn't notice that having to do with the full moon so much as it having to do with the curse or whatever becoming a werewolf is. And she again, it seems like it's all dependent on per person because even the guy she infected, he didn't transform the same way she did either.
So the whole thing starts with her getting bit and getting her period at the same time.
Yeah.
And we know that there's a connection between the moon and menstrual cycles.
Exactly.
I'm pretty sure it's a part of the name. So that's what I like. Is it that this is all going based on her cycle? And it's like she's
Very
ovulating, so
possibly.
that's when she becomes super hot Halloween wolf with the teats and whatnot. But then she's completely werewolf like 3 hours later.
Yeah.
It's a little inconsistent, but I mean, if she could just decide, I mean,
It is, but it also seems like it has a lot to do with her letting herself go because you see her being conflicted in certain points, and that seems to like halt it a bit. And then all of a sudden, she's like, "Fuck this janitor!" Like he can die.
Yeah.
And then
the
she's like,
janitor.
"Yeah."
Oh my god, he
Yeah.
tried so good though.
He-
I can feel it. I know what's happening to him right now.
And she was like, "I don't give
Yeah.
a fuck." And Bridget was like, "Oh my god, you're a monster now, and I don't want to be a part of whatever's happening." And then to prove to Ginger that she cared and that she could stay her and that they were together and that she was going to take care of her, that's when she did the what's that called, blood sister, and that's when
Yeah,
they
the
cut your
blood
hands,
blood binding thing.
and then that's when, unfortunately, Ginger totally lost herself when they threw her in the back of the van. But it was almost like Ginger was losing herself entirely in that moment anyway. But Bridget, at a last desperate attempt, was like, "No, here's how much I fucking care. Our love will conquer all," right? And unfortunately,
Yeah.
it ended the way it did.
It
but...
did.
Yeah, it did. Love didn't conquer shit, unfortunately.
Yeah. Well, I also am a huge werewolf person. That's one of my favorite sort of horror like genres and tropes.
Okay.
Not even necessarily in horror, but also in other. Like I love werewolves in any kind of media.
Monster Squad.
We were talking about, yeah, exactly. Well, talking about like the transformation specifically. Yeah, like you both mentioned, I got it. It had a lot to do with like her sort of sexuality, and that was sort of like the like her sort of moods and her needs and stuff became like the means for transformation. As far as the transformation herself, like I love comparing different transformations, and yeah, American Werewolf in London was an all right one. It worked for the theme that it had going on. I found that the one in Ginger Snaps really, because sometimes you get them where it's just like clearly they just wanted to come up with something and they just came up with something to try and be different, but sometimes they really nail it with like it matches the theme of the movie, and I think it works really well here in Ginger in at least in one, because it's I think I don't remember how it worked in two. I think it definitely changed it a bit in two, but in one it really matched the theme.
In the second one, Bridget is actively trying to keep herself from transforming. Her transformation was a little bit more unique and a little bit slower, but then quicker towards the end when the girl fucking booted her into the basement.
The whole time she's saying like it's going faster each time, and she's having a harder time staying normal for longer, and that's when she's like cutting her legs and stuff, and they're like, oh, she's hurting herself, and she's like, no, I gotta see how fast I'm healing because that means that it's gonna happen sooner. And like that, I don't know if we get an exact time for like how long. I don't remember if there's an exact time from the first movie to where she is when we come into the second movie and how long she's been in the asylum. But yeah, surely, like, I think that the first one, it had to be like 2 weeks or something like that. It was already October when the movie started, and then it was the Halloween party that was the crescendo. So it couldn't have been that long for that first movie. So she could be dealing with the curse for longer in the second movie, but she's just keeping it at bay with her weird drugs.
So what's confusing to me is that her mother was still alive and present at the end of the first movie, but then in the second movie her parents just don't exist.
Well, so her mom, here's what I'm thinking with the mom, because mom is ride or die. Like, she was ready. She knew what was going on. Well, she didn't know what was going on. But she definitely thought her daughters murdered their school chum.
Yeah. Which
is like,
kind of, but
my husband's an idiot and doesn't know what fingers look like. I am going to set the house on fire and kill my husband. Like, that was in her plan. She was like, I'm killing dad.
He wouldn't believe me anyway.
Exploding the house. Fuck dad. And then, she was just going to wait for the kids. So I'm guessing she had already done that first bit. I think she already set fire to the house and killed dad.
Yeah.
And then when Bridget didn't come out from the party, she was just like, fuck it.
Yep.
And she drove off into the sunset to start a new life.
Yeah, I for one would very much like to see Mimi Rogers as Van Helsing. Just saying.
1,000,000,000%. Like, that would explain why she was in the first movie to begin with. Like, if someone would said, oh yeah, we put her in there, and then, 25 years later, we decided we're going to give her own action movie with a supernatural twist. I would say worth it every time.
She accidentally ends up freeing Bridget as a werewolf.
Yeah, I would love to see Mom come back. That would be very enticing for a sequel.
Oh my god.
Where she finally figures out and she's become like a werewolf hunter.
And now she's looking for Bridget and wondering where she is, and then she finds out she's been locked in this fucking crazy bitch's basement. Yeah, that'd be fucking awesome, actually. Let's send the Pokeball as her basement.
Also, I think that it was way too, like, people took too long to realize that girl was insane. Like, she very clearly said that she burned Barbara in 27 minutes or whatever it was. And Bridget was just kind of like, yeah, whatever she just said. And then it comes back later on in the movie, like, wait, didn't you say this? That's shifty. It's like, but didn't you hear it the first fucking time? And like, she said it with words in English.
It's sad because it almost it's like Bridget's biggest character flaw is like caring and believing people.
But then also that was not thinking anyone is capable of all the evil she is capable of. Like, she's the worst person alive.
Is it even caring, or is it just like not knowing who not to like give power to kind of thing?
She wouldn't have helped this girl if she didn't have sympathy for her, because this girl was manipulating her and convincing her that she was being assaulted and taken advantage of and things like that. So Bridget naturally believed her because the guy she was talking about was taking advantage of people and basically assaulting them, right? And so naturally she was like, wow, he's hurting this basically little girl, because she was very young. And I think Bridget has this natural version of protection because she's trying to protect Ginger even before she realized Ginger was a werewolf. And it's sad.
Well, because she might be looking for that sisterly relationship that she doesn't have with Ginger anymore. She's like, this time I'll be the Ginger. And I am the older sister, and this is how I would like to treat. Like, she's kind of treating the girl, like she would have wanted Ginger to take care of her. But knowing that she was the caretaker in that relationship too.
And it's like sad. It's like it almost makes you feel like that's part of the message in the movies, even though the message in the movies is just that werewolves are hot and cool. But
I was certainly curious about I would say, traditionally attractive, young, orderly being the one that's kind of taking advantage of all these girls. It also kind of, like, I know that he's the bad guy, obviously, but Bridget was never really seen upon by guys like favorably, like attractive or whatever.
Yeah.
And I'm wondering if any of this is like an unreliable narrator situation with Bridget. You know, the story is from her perspective, and I know it's not like a direct narration, but there's the scene like where she kind of goes out of her brain a little bit, and she thinks everyone's masturbating in their yoga session.
Oh yeah.
So there are scenes where she comes out of reality, and I'm wondering if like maybe that's something that is in her head at all.
Well,
like,
I think it's pretty clear that maybe they intended that because he said it in what is essentially like an archaic asylum, basically, right?
Yeah. So I don't know. I don't think that dude, like, traditionally, and you know, that might just be looks in Hollywood, and you know, the assumption based on how someone looks. Usually that orderly would be a scruffy dude that couldn't get laid in the real world, so he takes advantage of the patients. Whereas this doesn't seem like an issue that guy would have.
No, he just has a sexual problem.
Yeah, and he's just like, I will get it from anybody. And then like half the inmates are hot. I don't know. It just there a whole lot of it just seemed like very like aesthetically important.
Yeah, because the first one, they focus a lot on seeing yourself as sexy and like becoming a sexual person. And I wonder if maybe it was just like a bad way to keep incorporating that in for the second movie.
Yeah, they're like, Bridget can be sexy too, and then we're just like, Bridget has never once tried to be sexy or express that that's something she wants in her life.
Does not want to be sexy.
Bridget doesn't do sexy.
It's funny you say that because that kind of was, you know, there was a lot of those movies where it was like, we're gonna make the nerd girl hot, like that kind of stuff.
Yeah, she's all
right?
So like, it makes sense that might have crept in because of, you know, like that kind of
just
weird
the general how they made movies back then. Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah.
That's fair. Also, how'd you feel about the wolf being wet?
Wet puppets make a horror movie great.
They do.
Yep.
I just watched Brain Dead, and they got some crazy juiciness happening in that. And as you guys both know, I'm uncomfortable with wet puppets, but it does make the movies better. I can't deny that.
Yeah. Well, it's like, have you guys ever seen Mad God?
I watched a tiny bit of it. It's like a really long Tool video.
Yeah, everything is wet. Everything is wet all the time. It's amazing.
It's very.
That's my problem with Alien.
Very salivary.
Why is it so wet on the space station?
Everyone's very sweaty.
Well, the thing about Alien is all that wet is, you know, it's acid too, so that makes it even worse.
Ooh, yum.
Gooey acid.
How about the shout out from Life stores in Ontario, the Life pharmacy brand, when they go looking for tampons and shit. That's the Canadian pharmacy in Ontario where they would have filmed.
They must have got an excellent sponsorship for that.
I bet, yeah. I bet.
Oh my gosh. That's kind of clever or interesting, actually. Not clever is the wrong word, but I never really noticed that.
No,
that's
clever.
True. Yeah.
Clever.
They're like, we need some sponsors.
Well, that's the issue with being Canadian and then living abroad is you're always looking for Canadian shows and Canadian movies and looking for how you can tell that they're Canadian. Usually it's by who's in the movies, or you're gonna see a brand or a restaurant or something that is only for Canada. But usually it's the actors. If I see someone in a mid role but they have lines, it was filmed in BC.
Oh yeah.
No, but this definitely was one of those iconic movies as a teenager. Like, I wanted to be Ginger so bad. I didn't learn anything from this movie.
No, yeah.
I like, she's doing drugs. I want to do drugs. She's going with boys. I want to go with boys. She's murdering people. I'm gonna murder people. You know, I didn't get around to that, but like, I wanted to.
You need to know you have a good support system
first.
first.
Sneaky horror. It's that sneaky horror that can get you just because, you know, everything else is so close to your how you want your life to be. Like, you know, she was the cool kid smoking at soccer.
Yeah, yeah.
And then she's
Yeah.
a werewolf. Like, I would have gone into that movie thinking it was like 13, which came out around the same time. And like, oh, it's just about being a badass, and also didn't learn anything from that movie either. But yeah, like you don't quite know it's a horror movie until you get to that point, and then by then you're already sunk.
Yeah, I mean there is that bit at the beginning, like the opening to the movie is actually a very good kind of horror opening, but you're not sure where it's going to go.
Oh
Like
yeah.
to the first one with the like the dog, the kid in the sandbox, and then like the find the remains of their dog and stuff, and then it kind of just cuts into the rest into Ginger and Isabel's life, and then you kind of only find out more about that as that story goes on. It was perfect opening
that's
for
the
that
thing.
kind of
It's like
movie.
it's super scary with the dog, and then it goes into it goes into Ginger and Bridget doing their school project where it's all those different
Yeah,
kinds of
yeah,
death. But then you immediately find out that's fake. So it's like, was the dog fake?
yeah,
It's kind of like keeps you
yeah,
guessing
yeah,
until she gets scratched and bit and all that. But then even at that
yeah.
point, Bridget doesn't see it like Ginger does. It's all she said.
Yeah.
She
Well,
said.
they do a lot. They do a lot with weird coincidences in the movie because there was that. There was the fact that she was turning into a werewolf, kind of commensurate with the time when she was like starting her period. So that caused confusion. And then there was like the fake dog death, but then animals are actually also dying. So then that causes confusion because it's like, oh, we're gonna get blamed for this actual death because we did this fake one. There's a lot of
Yeah.
like bait and switch too, which makes it like kind of builds tension in a really cool way.
Also, I wish that my mom made me some sort of a cake when I got my period. I would not have been mad about it. Again,
That's
Mimi
fair.
Rogers for
That's
the
fair.
win. But like,
Oh
yeah, that's
God,
she's looking at everything thinking that this is just coming of age for her daughters. Like, what the fuck did she expect was going to happen with these girls? They get their period and
yeah.
immediately start a murder spree, and she's like ready for it.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
mean,
yeah, yeah. No,
can
100%.
relate.
I mean, that's what I mean. That's why she'd be either a really good Van Helsing or like a perfect Constantine. One of the two. John Constantine.
Oh,
Right?
yeah, I like that. Give her a duster.
Oh, hell's yeah.
Yeah, this all started
Oh my
looking for my daughter. Also, we're not going to talk about the kids like full hockey outfit. While
Oh my god, that first kid is
Oh
my
yes.
favorite part of the whole movie. What are you
Yeah.
doing with your skates on, dude? Like,
yeah.
what? Where are you? You're not at the rink yet, bud.
And it like doesn't even make sense, like the timing either. Like when he's got his whole fucking entire suit on. I was gonna
His
say
mom's
earlier.
not yelling at him to get in the van. He's feeding the dog, so clearly he doesn't need to go right now. Why are your skates completely on?
Yeah, they don't have to be on until you're at the
Yeah.
rink, but okay. You were saying earlier about the Ginger Snaps and 13 being like, I want to be this person. I learned nothing from these movies.
Oh yes, absolutely. Same vibe.
It made me think of how many guys were obsessed with Patrick Bateman from American Psycho, and like how they
Oh.
Oh God,
they
and,
learned
and
nothing.
still are. Good Lord.
Yeah, I mean it's a personality choice for some people. It's true.
But for some reason, none of them decided to actually do his skincare routine,
I
which
know.
would have been the one thing that I would have appreciated
Yeah.
from any of them.
Yeah, honestly.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not so much. I mean, it wasn't. I think it's more so just the confidence. Because
Well, yeah, she feels so good in
Ginger was never
herself.
not a confident
Yeah.
person. They were just loners.
Yeah.
But then she gets this newfound confidence where she's like, you know what? I don't give a shit about anything. I don't give a shit about being a rebel. I can screw
like
the
this
popular guy if I
attention.
want to.
Yeah, I like this
Yeah,
attention,
I
and I'm
like the
allowed to
attention.
like it. Yeah,
And then everyone's making fun of her, calling her a slut, and I'm just like, man, go for it. Love
Yeah.
that for you.
might as well do what they say. No, I'm kidding.
If you're gonna call me that anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I got a kitty
Also,
interested in the sound.
not just that, but like
Oh, yeah,
Ginger
of course.
basically became a predator by the end of it. She-
Oh, for sure.
Hmm.
You
Yeah.
know she does the rape.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
A
Yeah.
trigger warning,
With-
sexual
with all
assault.
of them. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, he does not want any of that.
No.
Like after the fact, he's kind of like, yeah, it was fine. But when they're there in
Yeah.
the car, he's like, yeah, no, stop. And she's like, no thanks.
Shut the fuck up. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. And then it kind
So
of reverses the roles, and then is like, oh, this is an unlocking a side of women that people aren't used to seeing.
yeah, and then that's the thing. It's so fucked up that at that time in history, we're like, yeah,
But then we
roles
look fast, we're like,
yeah.
and now it's like, no,
Yeah.
nobody should be doing that. She's still bad.
yeah,
Yeah,
But
she's still evil. Yeah, it's like I feel bad for feeling empowered watching this scene.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's like at the time it was like, yeah, suck it, men. But now it's kind of like,
Yeah.
yeah.
we gotta hold her to the same standards.
Yeah.
Womp womp.
Equality's important, but yeah. I really like how all three movies are. It's like they're trying to go for the same, but they're so totally different. Like each one, and the werewolf leech scene was so great. I just loved that. He was like, I'm okay, whatever. And he's like, they're like, come here.
Yeah.
And then they put the leech on him, and it like explodes. Like,
Oh, good God. Yeah, that was
cool.
so good.
And like the old ancient, like they had like these old drawings and stuff that they were looking at. I thought that was really cool, and I really liked that whole concept of like trying to figure it all out. I actually saw some comparable scenes like that in the Death of a Unicorn or whatever. Because she's finding all these old.
Oh, I haven't seen that one yet. It's on my list.
It's good. I mean, it's a fun watch for sure.
Is it quite a horror movie?
It's like a monster movie, I suppose.
Okay.
Like,
sure.
In my opinion,
it.
It would be on the realm of horror because it's like a monster movie, mystical monster movie type thing. But it's not scary. It's just kind of fun.
Okay.
It's just kind of fun.
It's a monster.
Okay, I'm looking it up. Yeah, that's cool.
I like Jenna Ortega.
Oh yeah, me too.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh yeah. No, everything she's in as well is a green flag.
It's actually the first movie I've seen Paul Rudd in where he doesn't look like he's high or drunk.
Clueless. Hello.
Oh my bad. Teenage Paul Rudd.
Paul Rudd looks wildly different than any other movie he's ever been in.
Yeah. It must be before he stopped drinking baby blood.
Or before he started.
Yeah, maybe.
Or before he started, yeah.
I feel like a big theme of the first one for sure, again, werewolves and all, but teen girl angst. And relationships and whatnot. And I thought it was very sad, but also like important that they didn't set up that there was going to be a romance between Bridget and that drug dealer dude.
Yeah.
Because any other movie, that's what they would have done.
Exactly.
And then they specifically said in this one, like, nope, do not find you attractive. We are just friends and we're just figuring this out.
Yeah.
And like,
we just
she
both
also
really like
doesn't
figuring this out. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it's like she doesn't specifically say one way or the other she's upset, but they approach it and he says like, no, I don't look at you that way. It's whatever. And I know that that's more so to feed into Ginger's like validation for everything she's doing, because she kind of just like anyone she wants to kill, she says, well, they were trying to diddle my sister. Like that's what she says about the janitor who was nice to Bridget. It's like, oh, well, he was a pervert. And that's what she wanted to say about the drug dealer too, because he rejected her, rejected Bridget. She's mad at him for the rejection. She likes the attention, all that stuff.
Yeah.
They didn't force some unnecessary romantic subplot in it for no fucking reason.
And she does,
which I appreciated.
She uses his rejection of her to basically say, oh, it's because you want to fuck my sister instead. And it's like, no, he doesn't. But she's still trying to
like, no,
attacking him. Yeah.
I'm good on everything.
Yeah.
Absolutely not. Wait, you're a wolf now? Let's talk.
Yeah. I
like the way he says lycanthrope.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Not a word that gets thrown around in cinema enough, and he said it all the time.
Yeah, he did, and because it was like weird that he was super interested in it anyway, and I like how the relationship evolved between everybody. It was sad that Sam died at the end, but I had this theory that he didn't actually die, and he was the werewolf in the second one. They didn't say that specifically, but that was my personal theory, because she's like. The girl was like, there's a werewolf stalking you? She's like, yeah, he wants to fuck me. It's like...
That would be really interesting, though.
Yeah, I thought that would be a cool concept. Because I don't think the werewolf... Well, he might The werewolf might die in the second one. I can't remember. I only watched it like a month ago, but I just
I
can't.
No,
I think he
kill
does.
Yeah, I think they kill that werewolf, and then she just gets locked in the basement.
Yep.
Yeah.
Damn it, because that would have been a perfect plot for Mimi Rogers to come in, and she's got the secret cure because she's been traveling the world, and then she cures both of them,
Yeah.
and then they do fall in love, and we get that romantic subplot that we didn't need in the first movies.
Fan fiction.
Yeah, let's write it. Send it directly to Mimi Rogers.
I mean, sounds like she might do it. So.
I mean, if she did the first one, she would do the fourth one.
Yeah, that's right.
I think. She hasn't been doing much else recently.
We're gonna start on Ginger Snaps 4 once this episode's over.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I'll call Mimi. I've got her on speed dial.
And I have
But
to
hold
say,
on.
Yeah.
I want to go back. I want to go back to the scene in the second Ginger Snaps with the imagined group masturbation session. How do you get that far into that without like giving away that you're either masturbating or thinking about masturbating? I feel like if I heard, even if it was a hallucination, if I heard my yoga teacher being like, yeah, so we're going to do small circles on your clitoris, I would have immediately jumped up and been like, what the fuck are you talking about? Like, there would have been no imagining everyone around me is masturbating and I'm just like uncomfortable with it. I'd been like, no, that's not what?
Well,
Well, that's part of why, like, when we were talking about it being sort of what, like, is it a hallucination? How much of this is a hallucination? That's one of those sort of weird bits where I kind of was like, maybe that's what makes me think it might have been, like, how far into sort of madness the story has become rather than how literal everything is.
I have a little more of an innocent thought about it. So when I saw that happen, I thought of it more as like that whole high school mindset, or not even just young adult, because she's obviously reached her period at this point, and she is becoming a more sexual person because it's a natural hormonal thing. You start to pick up on things, like, haha, they said pen is, or whatever. So she could be hearing them saying these things, and she's making her own, like, sexual translations of how they're talking and what they're talking about. And that could be, in my mind, that's what I thought, just typical, you're hearing somebody talk and then they say something like moist, right?
Yeah.
I feel like at that age I went into my head a lot about like the smallest stuff would just trigger something. You'd start like thinking about a movie you saw or like a boy you know or whatever.
Yeah.
I'm wondering if maybe it's the same thing if she's just at that point in her cycle that her wolf powers are super activated and also she's ovulating.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah,
perhaps
exactly.
it's a weird combination.
Ovulating.
Yeah. The only word I'm going to beep in this entire episode is the word moist. I'm just so you know. I'm just saying that. I just found something out about Ginger Snaps 1, and I think you both need to know it, and I think the entire internet needs to know it, if they don't already, because it just came up when I was looking down the page. The voice on the school PA system was Lucy fucking Lawless.
Oh my god.
I knew that.
Yeah.
I saw that, and why the fuck was she there?
Well, she was in Canadian television for a long time. So.
She was also she was uncredited.
But hold on,
Yeah.
does Mimi Rogers know Lucy Lawless for some reason?
Are they besties?
Oh, maybe that might make sense.
This is
'Cause
my
Lucy Lawless
question.
Lucy Lawless was uncredited for that bit too.
Ooh, Mimi Rogers and Lucy Lawless both appeared as characters in Ash vs. Evil Dead.
Yeah, but that's the newer one,
That's not relevant.
which is great, by the way. Which also, by the way, is great. And by the way, we have to do an episode on that show one day, or an episode on that show.
I've seen most of it. It's pretty good. And Lucy Lawless does a fucking great job. Oh my god, I love her expressions. Actually, I was going to mention Emily Perkins. Her ability to express her emotions is like so amazing to me. In like how she shakes her face and pulls her hair out and clenches her fists, like she does such a good job of portraying exactly how she's feeling, and you can really see it a lot in those three movies.
Yeah, I mean that's a great skill for like any kind of horror cinema, being able to portray your emotions
anybody
physically,
can be
right?
Nick
Like,
Cage,
Oh no,
Yeah.
she's a good face actress.
yeah.
Give good face.
Yeah, and like
No, yeah, there's so many scenes, especially in the second one, that don't even have like so much of it is just her doing things.
Yeah.
There's no
Oh yeah.
dialogue. There's nothing pushing the story forward except for her and what she's feeling, and she's great at that.
There's like 5 whole minutes dedicated to her shaving her body. Like,
Yeah.
Yes. Which, by the way, was excellent. It's like the practicalities of slowly turning into a werewolf. Like,
well, and
no one talks about that usually.
Mundane things about being a werewolf.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
I don't have anybody to talk to about my werewolf problems.
You know how long it takes me in the
it's
shower
not-
every morning,
Yeah.
shaving off my ears.
My tail.
Just like Underworld would have been like a way different movie if everyone had to stop every so often just to like, oh, I gotta shave, guys. Sorry.
Yeah. Sorry, I gotta go lick my
that's the
balls
thing,
for
those
15
werewolves-
minutes.
Yeah.
When they're in their actual werewolf form, they don't even look that hairy.
True.
No, yeah,
Especially
They
they're
have
more
like
sort of
patches
like
of hair, and then like they're mostly that gooey skin.
yeah. I gotta say, the Underworld, that's actually a good comparison because the Underworld werewolves were ones where I was kind of not 100% on them. I mean, of all the, like, Underworld's fine, but the werewolves were, I could have done with a bit more kind of horror with the because that's kind of the thing with werewolf transformations is that you want the horror, right? Like, that's kind of part of the fun of a werewolf movie is like, how are they going to make this absolutely horrific?
Yeah.
It
Juicy
wasn't
or
necessarily.
bloody or scary, and they tried to do all
I mean,
that.
there was a couple of scenes, but then they kind of toned it down.
See, I don't know. I feel like the Ginger Snaps werewolves were kind of like the Twilight werewolves with no fur. I could see them being cute and adorable if they had fur.
A little bit, I guess.
I mean, I gotta say,
Like in their eyes and their faces, they just look like big, scary, like wet dogs.
I feel like they tried to make Ginger not look that great. Like she looked
Yeah,
kind
probably.
of like grotesque as a full transformed werewolf.
Sure.
But I really liked the creativity that they put into her transformation because, like, they didn't have to go so crazy and in depth because they did her whole upper half of her body with the transformations, like her arms, her hands, her teeth, her face, her chest, her breasts, all of it. Like they just did such a crazy great job. And then at the point where she was basically looking like the weird cat people from Sleepwalkers.
Yeah.
And then that's when it was like, bam, the transition scene where she's in the, which very clever. Like it was great. Obviously yucky, but I think that was very clever and probably a really good way to show the transformation in a very visually stunning way without losing all of their budget.
Yeah, well, that's another. You know what? That's another good example of the fake out because you start seeing her as, like you said, kind of like one of like she kind of looks like a cat person, kind of like they just did some weird like like Star Trek prosthetics on her face that made her look a little different. And then you don't know where it's going to go, and then bam, it suddenly becomes this like horrible like actual monster.
They tried to cure her.
To the scene where in the first one where they kill the girl from school, but it's like an accident, and then they have to like frame it as one of their little setups for their movie. Having worked at a funeral home, I don't think you could so easily convince your parents that all of the blood on the floor is corn syrup. Very strong smell of like iron.
Mm-hmm.
You're right. You're 100% right. Although also established Mimi Rogers is not really
Well, Mimi, she could have known and just been like, huh, okay. Dad's an idiot.
Yeah.
He's just like, it sounds like woman stuff to me. I'm gonna go upstairs.
Yeah.
But like, if they had anyone else's parents, like, and one of them wasn't just on their side all the time, and the other one an absolute moron, they wouldn't have gotten anywhere near the end of this movie.
No, exactly.
No, 100%.
Yeah, I agree with you, Lydia. I think the mother probably did know that it was totally not fake blood, and she was like, well, I don't have the energy to deal with this right now, but I will deal with it when it's a bigger problem.
Yeah.
It's like, wow, they had a big period.
Yeah.
Wow,
the flow is heavy today.
It's been building up because they've been late for 3 years, so it must have been 3 years worth of periods. Just all came out at once.
Oh my god. Yeah. And I still can't get over her hair. It like, oh my god. It was so perfect.
That's the difference though. I do like a little comedy in my horror because I feel like having that levity is good to keep the story along. And I feel like there wasn't, You got a little bit of it with Ghost because she was just kind of quirky in a
Yeah.
demented kind of way, but most of it was just very hopeless, and then also suspense thriller.
Yeah.
Trying to see how far she'll get, if anyone will find out her secret, if she'll be able to do what she needs to do. But it wasn't quite as like haha. And then you get into the back to the beginning, and that one's there's no, it's the past. The past is horrible. Everyone hates the past.
Yeah.
And
And I didn't even really they didn't even really try for any humor or levity in that one. It just it stayed dark.
Yeah, they're just like, let's try for a period drama, but also werewolves.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very intense. Like the whole movie is very intense. That's for sure.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's not a whole lot of comedic relief other than like them being like, you know what, fuck you guys.
Yeah.
Like, I would like a mini film about the popular guy that's like he just a few days since he slept with Ginger.
Yeah,
where he's like
completely fucked up.
It was crazy.
Yeah.
Anyway, I got my period today. What? And then just like go through all of his transformations, mind you. And then Bridget fixes them, and then he just dopes off like
with a needle stuck in his neck. Oh my god.
Also, where was that he was like assaulting a child? It looked like the morning.
It was
it was 11 a.m.
out in someone's yard.
And there's a kid trick or treating.
Yeah. That's actually, you know what? That's an amazing idea. Is like, actually, I kind of want someone to write this story now. It'd be really cool to do like a werewolf movie where the whole point of the story is not someone turning into a werewolf, but someone slowly getting cured of being a werewolf, like going from being a werewolf to being back to being cured or something.
And that's the thing.
Amazing.
Do they know they're a werewolf, or do they just think they have some sort of weird STD?
Yeah.
Because he definitely didn't want to talk to nobody about that. He's just like, I'm bleeding out of my dick hole, and I have really bad acne.
It's my red pen.
I don't. Also, my teeth are sharp.
Yeah.
Like his teeth got all crazy sharp, and that wasn't a thing that he mentioned.
Nobody noticed, I guess.
Also, him talking with those teeth was the funniest. Like, he did not sound scary, or he's like, oh, you're so.
It reminded me of Keanu Reeves' dog boy in Freaked. Like,
yes,
like 100%. Like,
so go to fucking trial, man.
Oh god.
Or like Quark.
Movies are so good.
Quark, yes, that's a perfect comparison.
Like, they do a great job, but there's a lot of spit happening.
Yeah.
And what did you say, Lydia, that guy's also in? That I was so shocked by?
So he and the guy and the drug dealer were in Final Destination 3.
Yeah.
But what else was he in?
He does not look any older in whatever movie it was we were talking about.
Jesse Moss. He was in Tucker and Dale.
Oh, that's what you were telling me. He plays
versus evil.
The antagonist.
Yeah, he was like the main teen that like was all against rednecks because he was a redneck. He's not in quite a lot of horror stuff, but he's been in a lot of made-for-TV specials and things. But yeah, he was in Tucker and Dale.
That's what I was shocked by, because he still looks like he's a teenager in that.
Oh, he looks the exact same.
Oh my god, they put him in a vault or something.
Ageless boy. Well, he's a werewolf, So
I was gonna say he's an actual werewolf.
Vampires, right?
They don't age the same way.
It's good to have representation. It's good that they actually hired at least one real werewolf for the movie. Just saying.
Honestly. And he didn't even get typecast after.
No, he didn't. He never played a werewolf again, as far as I know.
Yeah, I thought that was pretty cool. Also, Dale and Tucker, such a fantastic.
That one's also great.
Horror.
Oh my god, I love the subversion.
Mm-hmm.
Because I could imagine any single horror movie could be Tucker and Dale.
Well,
if you tried hard enough.
I keep thinking of, so there's obviously Tucker and Dale has a lot of like synchronicities to other movies. One of them being, well, maybe it's just me that sees this, but Cabin Fever. So when he goes over to talk to the girl and he has like this big shovel in his hand and he's like, he asks them what they're up to this weekend or something, and then he immediately starts laughing really hard.
Yeah.
Like he's totally insane.
Wasn't it a scythe?
Yeah, something like completely, totally great.
Did he have a scythe?
Yeah, because it must have been because they're trying to like fix up the property, right? So
Yeah.
Like, holy shit. That guy's fucking crazy.
Yeah.
Well, that's the thing, and then like Buddy jumping into the wood chipper, and he's trying to pull him out, but it looks like he's pushing him in. I'm like, yeah, that could be anything.
Oh, and when he uses the smoke from the chainsaw to get the hornets away from him.
Oh god, yeah.
Chasing them with his chainsaw, and they impale themselves on the tree because they're running away from him and don't realize.
I will happily watch anything with Alan Tudyk in it.
Honestly, he's
1,000,000,000%.
We're gonna cast him in Ginger Snaps 4.
Oh my
He's gonna
god,
be in
yes,
Ginger Snaps
perfect.
4, yeah.
As Tucker. As
The
Tucker.
parrot that like follows Mimi Rogers around or something.
Yeah, he'll
Yeah, oh
be, he'll
god,
be like
yeah.
the assistant, the Watson to her.
I know.
Sherlock.
I say we just put him in there as Tucker from Tucker and Dale and see how that goes.
He was recruited, like
He's so neurotic the whole time.
Yeah. Perfect.
Well, maybe they're not a werewolf.
I don't
maybe
know,
they
Mimi
just got their
Rogers.
period.
I don't know if this is a good idea. We should just go back to my cabin.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nothing bad ever happens there.
Oh.
Nothing bad happens there. Oh.
For me, as someone who loves werewolf movies, this is. I mean, Brandy and I have been talking about doing this episode for a while, as you know, because you guys have talked about it before too.
Yeah.
But as someone who loves werewolves and werewolves movies and werewolves in literature, because I was pushing for a while to do something about werewolves before we decided on Ginger Snaps too. Yeah, it is one of my favorites, and like you guys were both saying earlier, all of them are so different that it sort of like gets a little bit of everything that I like about werewolves in the trilogy, right?
Mm-hmm.
So
Scratches
yeah,
all them
it's just one of my favorites.
Andy, it has a unique concept for the transformational werewolves, which I really like, and unique costume design as well. In my opinion, I know it's similar to others, but I think it's great.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Again, I'm a big fan of movies that don't need to be all horror all the time, but can still freak you out.
Yep.
Definitely, like, there's a lot of visuals from this movie that have stayed with me forever. Just like the
Absolutely.
makeuping for Ginger, especially when she goes into the Halloween party. Like, that's always been a dream costume of mine.
Mm-hmm.
But I've never been able to pull that off like Catherine Isabel can, and I would never, especially with the low budget it must have had at the time, were able to do.
Yeah, excellent work, the team.
Yeah.
I will say one thing: probably the best, coolest costumes of all of them were the costumes in 3 with like just the big heavy cloaks and like the
I would have paid money to be in those. Like,
yeah.
It was like they had access and they were like, "Fuck yes, we are making this." Well,
I don't know where all the long skirts and the pretty dresses and the corsets.
Well, plus like
and also, we just need to talk really quickly about how hot the hunter Cracker is in the third one.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. They really was.
He's super hot. And he's rescuing them from the fucking bear trap. I'm just like, I would follow him anywhere.
I got a bear trap.
They definitely
the eye candy in part 3, along with all the boring, white man that they have to deal with at the lodge. Thanks for including a nice little break from that. Much appreciated.
They definitely pulled an Aragorn. That's what they were.
Yeah.
Yes.
Perfect.
This one's for the ladies.
Yeah, exactly.
I do like that.
Yeah, a little bit of everything.
All the movies focused more so on the relationships than the actual monster aspect, which I really liked. And I also thought it was kind of neat because the third movie, I do feel like it does have some good substance because it's really playing on the idea of a generational curse, and the fact that in Ginger Snaps and in Ginger Snaps 2, it's like they're realizing it's a curse and that they're realizing that they have to figure out how to break it, which is definitely I'm tying that into it, and it's probably doesn't have anything to do with why they wrote any of it, but in my mind, I feel like that's kind of like an underlying concept that could be put together.
Yeah, I agree.
That's my thoughts.
Yeah, excellent.
Well, thanks for having me on with you guys to talk about these movies.
Of course. The reason it took us so long to get this done was some technical difficulties with a missing computer and my own sound equipment being tricky. But I think this episode's going to sound great, and
Don't say that, you'll curse us.
I know. I'm sorry.
Why would you do that?
Oh god.
It's such a quiet night today.
At least at least it can't get any worse.
Oh no.
At least it's not raining.
Yeah. Or thundering.
Yeah.
All right. No, this is great. Thank you very much for joining us, Lydia, and we'll definitely
Yes, thanks for
have you
having me.
again.
It was a grand time.
Yeah, it's been
If
wonderful.
you ever do an episode on vampires, I'm there.
Yeah.
We definitely are, so we'll have you for that
Yeah.
one too.
Yeah,
Awesome.
we've got lots of stuff lined up and exciting and fun.
Well,
and
yeah,
horrible.
anytime. Give me a call. Love to hang out with you guys.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Yeah, it's been great.
Like, share, comment, follow, whatever the heck you want to do. You can find me at both Twisted Bunny Fine Arts and HFX Horror.
You can find me at Bear Iron Eye on YouTube.
You can't find me, but I'll find you.
Thanks for being horrible with us.
Bye.
Bye.